Good morning, Steve Sosnick here with today's Interactive Brokers Morning Market Morsel for Monday, March 4th. Sorry about the casual appearance today. When I have to dig my car out of nearly a foot of snow, I'm going to be a little more casual and relaxed than I might normally be in terms of the way I'm dressing. So, yet again, we have a Monday morning where the lead story was how the trade talks are going well between the U.S. and China. Eventually, you can only hear the same story so many times before you start to wonder, what effect is this going to have? The more you hear this on a routine basis, the more likely I believe that you get to see buy the rumor, sell the news type of reaction. Last week's number, they came in sort of up 20 and then sold off. Today we were a bit more skeptical, let's say, and came in up 8 or 9 or 10 points, and then as I'm doing this now, we're selling off and are on the downside. One little thing, and I noticed it on Friday's report, and I'm noticing it today. I tend to do these between 11 and 11:30. That's usually, let's say a momentary low for the market, or it could be even on Friday was a day low for the market. Think about what happens at 11:30. The Europeans go home. I tend to think the Europeans are less bulled up about this stuff than North Americans, and I think that's why you see a little bit of selling into the 11:30 close of their marketplace. That is why I wouldn't say this is necessarily a tradable time, but you may want to keep an eye on that as sort of a it's not seasonality, but a daily type of pattern. Again, I think you want to keep an eye on these China stories, and I think you really want to be very careful of the market reaction to them. I think we can only get the same story so many times. The market reaction is becoming more and more predictable, less and less enthusiastic. The devil will be with the details. Will they be able to come up with an agreement that Xi and his Politburo will approve? Will it come up with something that can get past the most conservative members of the president's base? Sort of like what we saw with the border wall, only this affects the economy much more directly. Think about what happened with the border wall. You had a situation where Congress, both houses of Congress agreed on something, and the president was about to sign it, and then there was a backlash from some of the most conservative elements of his base, and he backed off it, and we have that situation that we're in now in terms of the politics of it all. I worry whether that might happen with any sort of China deal. Will there be the sort of people who just are not mollified by any concessions whatsoever to the Chinese, which in a good deal, both sides give something? And so, if you get that pushback and the president is sensitive to it, I really hope we don't get into that situation. The market needs a deal at this point. I think, to move forward and to just get this story behind it and move on the way it needs to. For the rest of the day, keep an eye on it. Let's see if we're at an intraday low, or if this persists. If it persists, I think that adds even more credence to the idea of the trade talks being a buy the rumor, sell the news. But at this point, it's almost sell the rumor after a brief reaction. Happy trading.